just about to get settled in for what hopefully is a good night of boxing. It's not just the card in Windsor Park that we get to watch. Obviously, we've got a smaller show in the US, I think headlined by Bryant Jennings versus Dimitrenko. I still think Bryant Jennings is a decent boxer. I think we all saw that terrific, it was only 15 seconds, but that terrific sparring action with Derek Chisora. So a big win for Bryant Jennings. And again, we've got a guy that could compete against the top 15, top 20 in the world. So hopefully he wins, and then it's just another name added to the heavyweight division. I've got a wonderful bottle of Jack Daniels with me, so some of that will be consumed during tonight's action if it gets boring. I don't expect it to be boring. Carl Frampton's got a risky one. We've not done a lot on Carl Frampton. A lot of people have not spoken about Carl Frampton. I did a video yesterday saying that he's almost chief support, which is very true, he is. But Luke Jackson's going to come and scrap, and Carl Frampton never, for me, makes it look easy. Whoever he's fighting, as good as he is, he never makes it look easy. I remember, and this is a bit of a segue, but I remember that, remember his US debut? Do you remember Carl Frampton's US debut? It could have been about 4 years ago. He fought an unknown Mexican, and I'm sure he got put down hard twice. Could be once, but I think it was twice. I do think I read that Mexican that he fought went on to like get murdered or killed a couple of years later. But Carl Frampton doesn't make it look easy, so expect Luke Jackson to cause him some problems. I expect Jackson to cause some problems. He's a good amateur boxer. He can box. I think in those lower weight divisions, I think the gaps aren't as big as in like heavyweights or the cruiserweights. I think most guys within the top sort of 20-30 can give each other a good fight. So I expect Carl Frampton to be in a good scrap. Paddy Barnes has got a tough ass, but we'll see if he can win a world title. And then we're left with the big man, Tyson Fury. No one really, let's be honest, has spoken about Pianeta this week. Can Pianeta give him rounds? Can Pianeta cause a big upset? I don't expect him to. But it'll be good to see what version of Tyson Fury we get to see tonight. I hope to see a massive improvement on Sefer Safiri. I hope to see him box a bit. I hope to see him use some of them skills that he's famous for. And then fingers crossed, Deontay Wilder climbs over the top rope and they go face to face and we get an announcement. We get an announcement of Fury versus Wilder. If we do, and I think it's still an if for me, if we do, I've spoken about this on Twitter all week, and I'll be happy to hear your numbers and your views on this. Just how big a fight is it? Just how big a fight is Deontay Wilder, the WBC champion, versus Tyson Fury, the lineal champion, when it comes to pay-per-view buys? Let's just discuss this. Initially, when Joshua versus Wilder was announced, I think it's fair to say we all agreed that it was going to be massive. And pay-per-view guesses were like, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 million minimum. That's kind of where we are. In fact, not minimum. That's kind of just the figure, 1.5 to 2 million, which is a huge number. And in the history of boxing, I think only maybe 7 fights off the top of my head have done that kind of numbers. And I think 5 of them belong to Floyd Mayweather. So it's a huge number. And I was thinking, if Wilder fights Fury, and it will be in the US, it will be. A lot of people think there's a chance it will be in the UK. Absolutely no chance. It won't be on BT's pay-per-view platform. It will be on the US on Showtime. What kind of number do you guys think it will do? Bear in mind, Tyson Fury, I don't think is a draw in the US at all. At all. And Deontay Wilder's never fought on pay-per-view over there. I'm really, as much as I want to say it's a big fight, as much as I am excited that they two could get it on, even though I do think it's about a year too early for Fury, I kind of wonder if the numbers add up and make sense. Could be wrong, but I just feel like we've seen big names come and fight each other before and the numbers have been abysmal. I mean, Kovalev Ward is the one that always springs to mind. Both the first one and the rematch. The first one I think done like 160,000 pay-per-view buys. The rematch, which should have been more, done even less, 130. The one that really springs to mind, which was just a disaster and could possibly be one of the lowest pay-per-views of all time, is Crawford versus Postal, which done 55,000 pay-per-view buys. Unless they promote the shit out of this, I can't see Tyson Fury versus Wilder in the US doing more than 150,000 pay-per-view wise. And I'm sorry, I can't. Tyson Fury is not a name, and I don't know if Wilder's a name in the US. I mean, I know his fight against Luis Ortiz done good numbers for Showtime, but that wasn't pay-per-view. You're now telling people to part with, what is it, $49.95 or $59.95 to watch him versus a guy that's been out of the ring for 2 years. I don't know if American fans are going to do that. I always feel like for a pay-per-view number to get to that magical 1 million, there has to be a massive casual interest. And both of these don't have it, especially not in the US. Now, if the fight was over here in the UK and it was on BT Sports pay-per-view platform, financially, I still think the number will be the same, obviously, because the pay-per-view platform over here is a lot cheaper. But again, I can't see it doing anything more than 250, 300,000. I really can't. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what kind of projections they think it will get and what you guys say as well. So my number, if it's in the US, is 150,000. And my number, if it's in the UK, is 200 to 300,000. So as much as we all are kind of excited a bit about the possibility of this fight happening, again, I'm not excited about it happening now, but excited nonetheless. I don't think it's a big fight. I mean, it's a big fight for hardcore boxing fans, but that's it. No one else will be interested in this. I really do mean that. And I'm not trying to be a Fury hater or a Wilder hater. I'm just stating facts. Tyson Fury hasn't really ever been a draw. I mean, he's done well coming back now and his numbers seem to be okay, but that's not pay-per-view. And Wilder's never been on pay-per-view. So it'll be interesting to see if all their little clown show they're doing now on the WWE gimmicks actually translate to Money in the Bank. Again, that's a WWE slogan. But let's see if it does. I don't think it will. But what do you guys think? Give me your numbers below, both US and UK. So your US pay-per-view number, and if it's in the UK, your UK pay-per-view. If anyone out there says $1 million, I'm blocking you right now. I think I've got smart fans. You need to use your brain. Don't go with your heart here, people. This fight would never do $1 million. So give me realistic figures, please. Thank you.